Hey guys, good morning. Paloma here and welcome to the Bates house. So it is Thursday morning. I am up a little early. I am prepping some banana bread and I'm going to be experimenting with a few different elements today. Number one, I usually use lemon juice, but I'm going to be using kiwi for my citrus because my kiwi was going bad and I felt like it's kind of citrusy, so it might be a fun spin on the banana bread. Nothing is ever easy in the house, so I have to make 2 loaves, which requires a little more ingredients. On top of that, I'm going to be experimenting with the egg factor of this recipe. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you guys know I've been experimenting with recipes for quite some time now because, okay, so you guys have a lot of faith in me, right? Y'all believe that I'm just capable of all the things. And one of them is a recipe book. So I figured, why not? If y'all can see it in me, then I can see it in me. So I have been trying to create basics with different ingredients, kind of tweaking it to make it my own. Of course, on top of that, to hand it down to all of my childrens that actually seem to be pretty good or enthused about being in the kitchens. My 18-year-old is very good at cooking. He actually cooks for him and his girlfriend, and he's really good at it. That being said, we're working on banana bread today, and then on top of that, I'm actually going to be making crepes, mainly because they're super easy to work with and they're very filling. These boys eat like they don't play when it comes to lunchtime. They don't eat all throughout the day, so they get their breakfast, then they get their lunch, and then there's dinner. If you want to see the things that we eat here at the Bates house, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you want to see things that we eat, you can check us out on Instagram at Bates House and the hashtag Bates Family Menu to see some of the things that we consume. Anyway, so what I have going on here, it's pretty much the basic of what I do, but I am going to be working with 2 different things as I was mentioning before. I have 4 cups of flour in it. I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and I just set that aside, and then I will be creaming the butter and the sugar together, which is a 1.5 cups of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar. Mind you, we're doing 2 loaves, and I'm kind of cramming a bunch of stuff in there, so it will be good. And I have 6 eggs, which I'm going to be experimenting with today. I got about 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, the 3 kiwis, 5 bananas, and then I have about a 1.5 cups of fixins, which usually consist of walnuts, chia seeds, and dates. These are dried dates. I had a huge stockpile and I've just gone through them like crazy since we started making yogurt. They are awesome in homemade yogurt, guys. So anyway, that is what I got going on. I'm making banana bread and crepes today. You're gonna see how this goes with my little experiment, and I'll check back with you guys in a bit. Man, I wish you guys could smell this because it smells delicious. So one thing I did notice with the kiwi being in there, I think it had a lot of moisture, so it took a lot longer to cook. That being said, it doesn't matter. It's still a beautiful color. It's nice and solid. I put the toothpick in there, pulled it out, and it's great. You can see little bits of the chia seed, and it's probably the kiwi seed because I can see some bigger pieces, which I think are the kiwi seeds. So that is pretty cool. I'm excited to let it cool and then taste it. Adam's already come over and grabbed some crepes. Those are ready to go for the kids. All right, guys, so here they go out of the pans. I'm gonna let them sit here for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can still see the steam coming up the side here. I'm gonna let them sit and cool, and I'm gonna slice into one and try it because I'm really excited to see if the kiwi made a difference and if the bread looks any different because of the 3 egg whites. So stick in there and we will check it out. Okay, so here we go. Here's a look at the inside of the bread. Buttering the tin very well gives the exterior a super nice, slightly crisp exterior, even the part that's in the pan. The top part of the bread is very lightly crisp. We have the walnuts, bananas, the seeds, kiwi seeds, and all that in here. And the kiwi did not make it tart or tangy. You can't even tell there's kiwi in here until you get a hold of the seeds, because they have that kind of distinct crunch. Aside from that, everything is an amazing combination. It is so delicious. I can't tell if the egg whites being foamed up helped, because it didn't make it rise too much, but you can see some really nice pores in there. So I don't see why not. It's probably a fun little extra step you can opt to use or not. So good, guys. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, so I've actually come full circle. It's dinner time. I did a lot of cleaning today in my baking station. I've been cooking so much that I've had a lot of utensils and stuff over here that didn't belong here. So I decided to go ahead and clean up the baking area and put all that stuff back. For dinner at the Bates house, on the hashtag Bates Family menu, we are going to have some pork chops that have been sitting in their seasoning for some time now. When I cook these, I simply put some oil in the pan, get it nice and hot. I put these in there and I do not touch them. I don't touch them until they release and they're nice and golden brown. It's about 4.5 to 5 minutes, depending on the color. And then I flip it over and cook the other side. Once they're both evenly beautiful, then I'll take them out. It's usually the last thing that I do because everything else can sit while this is cooking. I'm gonna roast some broccoli. This broccoli looks vertical. This one fly is like, he's bothering me. Anyway, beautiful broccoli. It has some extra virgin olive oil on there, some garlic salt, just tossed up real light. I'm gonna put it in the oven to bake on a baking sheet at 425 until it's nice and brown and crispy. Then I'm gonna serve that with some pasta, but the pasta is not gonna be a sauce pasta, and it's just gonna be as a side. It's gonna have the penne pasta noodles. And what I do is I cook it until it's like right at the point of being done, like no crunch, not mush. It's right at the point of being done. And then I drain it really, really well, and I put it into a bowl and I bathe it in extra virgin olive oil. I toss it around. I get my hands in there and I make sure that every single noodle has oil on it. And then I'm going to be sauteing all of these goodies together to mix it into the pasta. I have some mushrooms, onion, and garlic, and then some colored peppers, along with some herbs from the garden. And that is just going to be a side. It's going to be super delicious and aromatic, and it's going to be awesome. I also have some potatoes going here. They're just about done. They are red potatoes. I'm going to be mashing those up. That's going to be another side, and we are going to have, and that's it, and that's going to be our dinner. One thing I can say about not having to have the kids go to bed too early or get home and like rush to do homework and all that is, number one, I can start cooking when I want, and everything just kind of works itself to the proper time, and I can take time and enjoy my cooking. Right now, while I wait for these potatoes to rest, I'm going to put on a pot for some hot tea and enjoy that while everything just kind of waits on the potatoes. Before I forget, I wanted to show you guys kind of what I put into my mashed potatoes. So the hubby and I like the skin, so I'm going to be leaving the skin on. As soon as they're done, I'm going to plop them in here. There is some butter down at the bottom, garlic salt, Italian herb mix with no salt, and then just a little bit of regular salt and yogurt. I love our yogurt in our potatoes to smooth it out and make it nice and creamy. I used to put milk, but with the yogurt it's just so much better, and it's just a smoother, creamy texture. We love it. So that white stuff in there is our actual Bates Family Farm handmade yogurt, or homemade yogurt. Here it goes. These are the pork chops, roasted broccoli, and the pasta mix that I told you guys I was making, along with the potatoes, which are delicious. And it is now dinner time. So I guess you guys are just pretty much eating with us at the Bates house today, because that's all I've shown you all day.
I think it's too close for that, though. You don't have any more of that? Oh, I got the perfect thing on the table.
Oh, there's wire right there.
On the table.
On the table?
Is it on the table still?
Oh yeah, it is on the table. I'm gonna record them all walking behind you. He's like, slow down. Crazy birds. He's over there by the compost. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. They're like, what are we doing? They're so crazy. They're like, how do they get out?
Come on, come daddy. Come daddy. Come daddy.
Come on, babies.
Come on. Come daddy. Come on. Ooh, you're a big girl.
Right?
You're weirdo looking. Come on.
Stronger. They're like, what the what?
Hey, come on. This one's definitely gonna be white.
They look cute when they fall.
Out there.
The only thing is that the girls come in to lay. Okay, so I had this armoire that I bought for $50 forever, and I never got the guys to come out here and turn it into the office that I wanted to turn it into. And it was just sitting here in all of its beautifulness. And today, the hubby and I were actually talking about converting shutters into a pie safe, and then it went from a pie safe to a work table pie safe. And then we did all the measurements, checked everything out. Turns out the shutter doors were going to be too weak, not have enough structure, so it was going to cost more material. And this was the last alternative that I had sitting around in my stockpile of furniture goodness to refurbish, and it is perfection. The quality of this piece is amazing. The hardware is even greater. It is so beautiful. It is all wood. Even the backing is solid wood. So this is an amazing, gorgeous piece. All we have to do now is take the other two doors, which are over there. We're going to cut them down and then shorten them and make them into the same size as the doors here. We're going to take off the backing, put the doors there, if all works out, of course. And then we're going to put a new top, and it's going to be a gorgeous work island / tabletop. This is amazing. I'm so excited. So mind you, this piece is half of another piece, which is also still fully functional, and it was only $25. So, it was $50 for the whole thing. This is half of it, so it's only $25 invested into our brand new work island / pie safe for the breakfast area, which is mostly my baking station. This is amazing. I just love my husband. Hey guys. So, hold on. This morning, I woke up and I was running some ideas by the hubby to convert some shutters into a pie safe, because last night I could not sleep thinking about a freaking pie safe. I'm getting making my yogurt. You can't see it. Making my yogurt before we leave. Anyway, so I woke up and I had to tell him straight away about this pie safe, because he had plans on going over to the property next door that no one lives at anymore. It's not abandoned, but it was a buyout by the city. Anyway, so he was gonna go over there and demolish all of this side weed area that they have, because it's full of poison ivy and it's overgrowing on our property. City said he could take the tractor over there and just run it all over and scrape it all out and put it somewhere. So that's what he was gonna do today. So I was like, well, I have this little idea. If I could run it by you, you can keep it in your to-dos. He's like, yeah, sure, run it by me. So I started out with the shutters, because I felt like we could do something really cute and cool with the shutters and just repurpose them. And he liked the idea. We were looking around the house to see like how big it would need to be, or, you know, to look at the containers and stuff that I was gonna be putting into it. And it went from being a little cabinet to being a work surface. We were thinking about length, width, and all this, and we really didn't have a good place for a small little pie safe. From there, I got an image of a work table using the shutters to go horizontal, and he thought about having the shutter doors lift up like that, but those shutter doors are heavy. Like, they're made out of wood, they're heavy. And I was kind of thinking, I don't want, you know, all that weight, try to put a pie in or be able to pull something out and have to hold and, you know, be doing all that. So we thought about cutting the doors in half, where there's a wide bar because they're sectioned. Anyway, so it worked out that we were going to try to do that. We thought about measurements and everything first before we started putting our material together to make sure that the shutters would work. Turns out, shutters would not work. They weren't structurally sound. If we cut them to trim them down and even put a brace or a frame or something like that, we're still going to be giving ourselves more work than we need. I got some pecans. So that was a no-go. And then we thought about making our own doors. We looked at all the other pieces of things that I had. Got chia seeds and dates. We looked at all the other pieces of things, and I have some furniture out in my Bates House workshop where I refurbished everything, but they were either too small, too short, not long enough, you know, not tall enough, because it is going to be a standing workspace. And then, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. On Instagram, I shared with you guys oh, this is a pumpkin spice and something granola. I just mix them up. I don't care about the flavor. If I find a really good deal for cheap, then I just put them in here and we throw them together. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go check out the armoire. I had this massive armoire that we couldn't even get into the house because it was so heavy, and our house is elevated. So we're on the second floor, which makes life so complicated when it comes to big furniture pieces that we absolutely love. Been outside for months. I was going to refurbish it and turn it into like a closed off like office space for someone and hopefully sell it on the marketplace. But I never got the inspiration or want to go actually work on it. And it was such a beautiful piece. Like, we didn't mind looking at it, but it was kind of frustrating that I spent the money on it, which is $50, and this sucker is like all wood. Even the back paneling is a solid wood sheet. It was kind of frustrating that I had never put any, effort into getting it done and stuff. And I looked at it the other day and I was like, I really want to get this done. Long story short, I told him, I was like, well, let's go see if we can cut down that armoire and use that. And guys, it's perfect. I shared it with y'all on Instagram. It's a beautiful piece, has such gorgeous detail. The modifications on it aren't even gonna matter. It's just amazing. And then we're gonna put a worktop on it. So it is actually going to be a worktop station for the breakfast area, and I'm just so happy. It's such a beautiful piece, and I'm super excited to go ahead and start working on it. So we're gonna go to the hardware store and get some wood today. We haven't been out of the house in forever. The hubby goes out and works every day because he's a police officer, so I really don't want to hear any crap from anybody. It is what it is, and I need to do something if I'm gonna keep my sanity. So we're gonna go get some wood and come back and work on that, and I'm so excited. Okay, so here is what we have. We have doors on the front. This is facing the living room, and we have doors on the back facing the baking station.
Door number 1, door number 2,
door number 3, and door number 4.
Do you want to open door number 1?
Or number 2.
Door number 2.
Together. So the baking station is Chia. That is my new pie safe / bread big box. And then the worktop is about to go on. He's putting the shelves in right now, and it's almost as high as the baking station, which is amazing because that means when I'm cooking or baking and putting stuff together, when you need a bigger surface, I usually go to the kitchen to do bread.
That's what I heard whenever you said that. You're like,
Oh.
all right, Beethoven. I think I need a beer.
I think you need a beer too.
Hilarious.
Okay, so shelves are going in. Then we're about to put the top on. And then I will get to doing a huge cleaning session. Just deep clean the whole thing. So he didn't listen to me and he just beat the shelves in. But it got the job done. So that's a plus.
When in doubt, beat it out.
So here's our shelving, and we have the 2 drawers, which we took the hardware and stuff out that stopped it from, the drawers went in on that side, but now they're gonna come in on, or come out on this side, and I'm gonna put a handle on the other side, cut a notch into the front drawer face so we could pull it either way. But the notch will be another day because I only need to get into the drawers from this side. Now the top is going on, and we're gonna put that on and show you guys.
I need some kind of marking tool.
I'm marking. You need a marking?
If you grab the drill and the screws, baby, that's fine.
Hey, I'm gonna grab it from this side because there's doors there.
I'll bet I get it first.
Nah. Snooze you lose. 50-50. Babe, Fuerte. Alrighty, so here is a look at what we got so far. The top is completely on. I have to sand it down lightly and stain it. And the whole base has to be painted. It's gonna all be painted and distressed to match everything else. Check it out, check it out. You can't really see the side because it's dark, but. So that side has the original doors on it. This is the one that we cut the doors from the top of the armoire and mounted them with the hardware and everything. We need to paint it, and then we're gonna move the hole for the hardware up here so that it's at a regular height. So we put the drawers in there. And if we want the drawers to come out on both sides, we would cut the little notch right here in the center.
We did already?
No, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't cut the notch?
No.
Oh, damn. Shit.
We can cut the little notch in the center and it would come out on the other side as well. Then we have the shelf bottom is at 8 inches high. And then here's the
8 inches, like I was told.
No. I said 8.5. You stopped listening at 8. Anywho.
You said 8.5 from 850 feet away.
Oh, shut. This is what we got so far, and it's so beautiful. It is 4.5 feet. Thank you, baby. Woo woo! Check it out. Look at that. How beautiful. The top is done, and now I have to give it a thorough cleaning tomorrow. Thorough cleaning, paint, and staining. Beautiful.